His name is Mr. Anderson, and he's the CEO of the company. He buys me anything I want, and we have such a good time together. He's rich, and we get along so well.
Having a sugar daddy who's the CEO is the best. No matter how much I spend, he never gets mad.
When I pointed out her infidelity, my wife Lily and our daughter Mia said that without a trace of guilt. I had always been fed up with their attitude, but this time they had gone too far. Don't they realize what they've done is morally unacceptable? But if that's how they're going to play it, I have my own plan.
Hey, Ken, can we get back together?
Dad, I'm still your daughter, right? Can I come back home now?
Seeing how quickly the situation had changed the next day, they clung to me. But it's too late now. I won't forget the years of mistreatment I endured from them. Seeing them panic at the backlash made me smile. I'm Ken Osborne, 58 years old. I work for AO Holdings, a food manufacturing company. I enjoy my job every day because I have a lot of responsibilities there. However, while my work is fulfilling, my home life has serious problems. After finishing work, I get in my car and head home. But when I think about what awaits me at home, I can't help but feel depressed.
Hey, the money you gave me isn't enough.
As soon as I get home, without a word of welcome, my wife Lily asks for more money. She's 56 and a stay-at-home mom. Though she's a stay-at-home mom, she does the bare minimum of housework. She eats out every night, so there's no dinner prepared when I get home. She even leaves my laundry undone, claiming that washing it with hers would make it smell bad. So I've given up asking Lily to do any housework. I buy takeout for dinner and do my own laundry. What do you mean it's not enough? I give you $1,000 separate from our living expenses for your personal spending. Lily has a spending problem. While I'm at work, she blows money at fancy restaurants and on designer clothes. For a while after we got married, I let her manage our finances. But her spending was so out of control that not only could we not save any money, she even tried to get us into debt. So I took over managing the money. Since Lily has been a stay-at-home mom ever since we got married, she has no idea how hard it is to earn money. It's been less than 10 days since I gave you the money. What do you spend it on that makes it disappear so fast?
You just don't get it. Going out to eat and doing a little shopping makes it disappear quickly. It's a world you, a cheap, low-level employee, wouldn't understand.
Lily mocked me. Her words finally made me want to speak up. So I said, "Who do you think earns this money? If I quit my job, you wouldn't be able to live like this anymore."
Don't act so high and mighty. It's a man's job to earn money for his woman. Bragging about something so obvious is just pathetic. Now, where's the money?
I'm not giving you any more money. If you want it so badly, get a part-time job and earn it yourself. I heard her click her tongue. When we were dating, she wasn't like this, but she changed completely after we got married. I've cursed my poor taste in women more times than I can count.
You're so stingy. Other wives get $2,000 or $3,000 just like that.
Who are these people?
People I met online.
Isn't that one of those dubious stories circulating on social media? It's embarrassing that my wife can't see through such too good to be true stories. Determined not to be swayed by her words, I said, "Every family is different. I don't know who you saw online, but spending $2,000 or $3,000 a month on leisure is over the top. That's not a normal life for regular people."
Then you should work harder. I don't want to live like a regular person.
What a bitch you are. She is a really selfish wife.
I really want to divorce you.
With a deep sigh, Lily walked away into the house. Hearing her words, I too wished I could divorce her if I could. But if I get divorced now, I won't be able to remarry at my age. Thinking that, I've put up with everything and kept living like this. I was heading to my room to tidy up when I was stopped.
Dad, I'm out of my allowance already.
It was my daughter, Mia Osborne, asking for money. She's 28 years old, but has no intention of working and is unemployed. She sounded just like her mom, Lily, so I sighed deeply. "What are you talking about? I gave you $800 this month, didn't I?"
That's not enough. It disappears quickly when I'm out having fun.
If it's not enough, get a part-time job.
No way. I don't want a boss watching over me. And there are too many weird customers.
Mia did go to college and graduated, but sadly, she turned out to be as selfish as Lily. Thinking about that, I feel like all the money spent on her education was for nothing. You're 28 now. Are you okay with your future? All your friends are working, right?
I'm fine. I don't get why everyone doesn't see that you can live comfortably without working. Just find a rich guy to take care of you.
Hearing her talk with no intention of earning her own money, I looked at her skeptically. First of all, where are you going to find a guy who will take care of you? Do you really think you can find someone who will give you more than $800 a month just for fun?
There are tons of CEOs who want to meet cute girls. It's such a waste for people to work so hard.
She doesn't have anyone to rely on, and she doesn't earn her own money. Yet, Mia speaks with an odd sense of confidence. Seeing her complete lack of understanding of reality, I, as her dad, decided to give her some advice. You can't always count on finding someone to support you. Right now, you're just living off me. You are still young, so work. I'm not giving you any more money this month.
You're a stingy guy. You're my dad, so you should at least support your child.
I've done more than enough. I don't deserve your complaints.
If you can't keep us satisfied, it's like you're not earning anything at all. Don't act all high and mighty.
Looking at her, I felt sad. I am her dad, after all, so if she decided to change and work, I would help her. But Mia, much like her mom Lily, had no intention of earning her own money, leaving me at a loss. A few days later, while at work, I had to run an errand and was driving out in my car. As I was driving, I saw something that shocked me. Is that walking down the street were Lily and Mia, and with them, cheerfully walking along, was Mr. Anderson, my business associate. He's the CEO of Anderson Supply. Wondering why Lily and Mia were with Mr. Anderson, I parked my car in a nearby space to observe them. Lily and Mia wouldn't recognize the company car, so unless they were really staring, they wouldn't notice me. The three of them were talking and seemed very friendly. Mr. Anderson was showing off a luxury watch, and Lily and Mia were thrilled and clinging to him. Witnessing this scene left me in shock. Although I couldn't stay calm, I pointed my phone's camera at them and zoomed in to record the scene. The video was a bit shaky, but it was enough as evidence. Eventually, the three of them entered a nearby bar together. I managed to stay calm and assess the situation. It seemed Lily was having an affair with Mr. Anderson, and Mia also knew it. Mr. Anderson must have been treating them to expensive bags and high-end restaurants while I was at work. Lily had mentioned that some wives received $2,000 or $3,000 from their husbands, but that wasn't information from the internet. It was Mr. Anderson spending that much money on them. That's probably why Mia was so confident lately. And when I thought their allowance was disappearing quickly, this was the reason. They were wasting money to have fun with him. Understanding this made my blood boil. All this time, no matter how poorly I was treated at home, I kept working every day, supporting them and getting by. My efforts were betrayed in the worst possible way by their infidelity. Now that they've cheated, I have no lingering attachment to them. Thinking it would be best to act quickly, I started looking for a place where I could request an investigation. A few days later, just as I expected, Lily and Mia went on their next move.
Hey Ken, let's get a divorce.
I knew this day would come, but she brought out the divorce papers. Her name was already signed, and all that was left was for me to fill in mine. I expected this, but I played along for the moment. Lily, what's this about?
Because you're stingy. I don't want a husband who can't make life easy for his wife and child.
And have you ever fulfilled your duties as a wife?
What? A man's job is to work hardly. What's there to complain about?
Sure, she does the bare minimum of housework, but it's not enough. And I've been doing my own chores. Still, I kept working to support Lily and Mia without complaint. And despite some restrictions, I gave them money for their leisure activities as they requested, but that wasn't enough for them. Despite all the money I sweated and worked hard to earn and give them, they felt no gratitude. Instead, they seemed to feel no guilt about treating me so badly. Seeing how things were, I decided to speak up. Fine, I've had enough of you too. Was that man you were walking with the other day your lover? Lily's eyes widened, not expecting to be caught, but she quickly composed herself and said,
So, you knew. That makes things easier. His name is Mr. Anderson, and he's the CEO of the company. He buys me anything I want, and we have such a good time together. He's rich, and we get along so well.
Having a sugar daddy who's the CEO is the best. No matter how much I spend, he never gets mad.
Hearing their entirely money-focused words gave me a headache. There was no affection involved. All they thought about was money. However, considering that this divorce would finally free me from them, it was actually a good thing.
We have plenty of money, so you can demand as much alimony as you want. He'll pay hundreds of thousands if needed.
We don't even need the property division. We're not so desperate that we need your little bit of money.
If that's how you feel, fine. I have no attachment to this house either. Divorce usually involves splitting assets. Thinking about that made it seem troublesome, but since they were declining it, it made things easier. I was almost grateful for their foolish decision. I signed the divorce papers and showed them to Lily, letting her check that everything was in order. I'll take care of submitting this.
Thanks. Oh, we're planning to submit our marriage certificate tomorrow morning, so make sure you submit this today.
Got it. I'm tired of dealing with you two. I'll submit it now, so don't worry.
Come on, you don't have to act so tough. You're sad about leaving us, right?
How conceited could they be? I wanted to tell them I had no regrets, but it was better not to risk them changing their minds and stopping me. Not really. I'm heading out now. After that, I went straight to submit our divorce papers. When I got back home, I discussed moving out of the house. Lily and Mia seemed relieved to be rid of me, and they were in high spirits while talking about what to do with the house. As I packed a few personal items I would take back to my parents' house, I thought to myself, finally, I can cut ties with them. While I felt relieved by this fact, I hadn't forgotten what they had done to me. I had planned everything for the future. The thought of finally teaching them a lesson made me smile. It didn't take long for them to change their tune. The next day, my phone rang. When I saw the name on the screen, I realized it was Lily calling.
Hey, Ken, can we get back together?
From the very first sentence, she was saying something incredibly convenient for her. What are you talking about? Weren't you happy to get divorced? What happened to Mr. Anderson being rich and a perfect match? Our divorce was mutual, with no hard feelings on either side. Why was she saying this now? Lily, sounding flustered, said,
His company went bankrupt, so we have no money and can't make ends meet.
Hearing this, I couldn't help but smirk to myself. Really? That sounds tough. So, is he telling you to get a job now?
That's why I'm asking for your help.
And why should I help you? Despite her desperate pleas, I responded disinterestedly. Lily had always treated me like a nuisance. She neglected my household chores and never took care of me when I was sick. She had never helped me in any way. So why should I go out of my way to help her after our divorce?
His company was operating normally until yesterday, but suddenly it went bankrupt. Why?
I could understand her shock. To the clueless Lily, I said, I cut ties with Anderson Supply.
What? What do you mean?
I also told other company presidents about it. I let them know that Mr. Anderson was having an affair with my wife. So they probably cut ties too, not wanting to deal with the hassle. If something scandalous happens with a business partner, it can damage their own reputation as well. I had been eager to let her know this. I figured that hearing this would make her regret her actions at least a little. Hearing my words, she was speechless. Soon, she started to panic and scream.
What are you talking about? There's no way you could do that. You're just a low-level employee, right?
I never told you this, but I'm the CEO of AO Holdings.
Are you kidding?
She couldn't believe what she was hearing. When I revealed the truth, she asked me in a trembling voice,
What are you saying? You're just a regular employee, right?
That's just what you assumed. I never once said I was just an employee. Besides, if I were a regular employee, I couldn't have given you that much allowance.
No way. You deceived me.
I didn't deceive you. I just didn't tell you, and there was no need to. You never cared about my work anyway. As my wife, she thought I was a worthless man who couldn't make money. If she had cared even a little about supporting my work, she might have found out the truth. Lily was yelling in disbelief on the other end of the line.
That's absurd. If you were the CEO, you could have given me more money. If you had given me enough money, none of this would have happened.
$10,000 a month for leisure should have been enough. Don't you realize you have a spending problem? Any money I gave you, you spent all of it. Then you demanded more, and I haven't forgotten that you even tried to borrow money just to have fun. If I hadn't managed the money, we wouldn't have been able to send Mia to college. Though, even when she attended college, she spent her time playing instead of studying. Lily seemed furious, thinking she had been completely tricked by me. You might not know, but Anderson Supply was always on the verge of bankruptcy. The CEO had trouble managing finances. There might be other reasons, but it was on the brink of collapse. I and other companies were keeping it afloat with our business. But if Mr. Anderson betrays me by having an affair with my wife, I had to take action.
That's terrible. It would have been better not to divorce. Now he blames us for what happened.
Who's really terrible here? I intended to stick with you through our old age, but you cheated on me and divorced me, then remarried my business partner. Anyone would say the rotten one here is you. Instead of valuing our relationship, she did something unforgivable, seeking only money. That's why she's now facing a harsh payback. If she had thought about how I would feel about her affair, this wouldn't have happened. And as you said, I'll be demanding alimony for your infidelity. I recorded the video of you walking with him. I also hired a private investigator, so I'll be getting more evidence soon.
Why are you going this far? I just wanted a little money.
Have you forgotten what you've done to me all this time? Every month, I gave Lily $1,000 and Mia $800 for leisure. Plus, I covered all the food and living expenses. Even so, they kept saying it wasn't enough and demanded more. A family should be about supporting each other, not just about money. They never understood this and saw me only as a source of money. I had no intention of spending any more time with them. Can I hang up now? I'm busy.
Wait.
At that moment, Mia grabbed her phone and called out to me. I expected her to be with Lily, so it was no surprise that she spoke up.
Hey, Dad. I didn't know you were the CEO. I'm sorry for saying those awful things.
What do you want now?
I'm still your daughter, right? Can I come back to live with you?
I could hear Lily protest in the background. Mia, you can't just ditch me like that. Even though Lily had plotted with Mia, she couldn't overlook her actions now. Mia's request was certainly convenient for her, but I had no sympathy for Mia either. Who was it that insulted me and said she'd stay with Lily?
That's because I didn't think it would come to this.
How convenient that you changed your mind as soon as you found out I'm the CEO. As I pressed her, she stammered. Eventually, Mia said,
Dad, please. If you don't help me, I'll end up living on the streets.
That might be fine. If you don't like that, you can start working. You're still young enough to start over.
But suddenly telling me to work is.
You want money, right? Mia couldn't accept what I said and argued back.
But why do I have to work? It's easier to get money from someone else.
Hearing her response, I felt ashamed of her, my child. How did she turn out this way? And why wasn't Lily saying anything about it? But I no longer had any intention of interfering in her upbringing. Mia chose to stay with Lily, so they would have to manage on their own. If that's how you feel, go ahead. Anyway, I'm done with you both. Goodbye. I could hear them yelling, but I hung up. I blocked their messages and put their numbers on call rejection. For a while, I didn't hear from Lily or Mia. But then, unexpectedly, it happened. A few days later, as I was leaving work in the evening, I saw them waiting outside my office. Their claim of being in dire straits seemed true. as they looked completely worn out.
Ken, please reconsider. Let's get back together.
Dad, help us. You're the only one we have left.
For people who had treated me like a cash cow, they sure had some nerve. They thought I had no money, which is why they chose divorce. But once their lover ran out of money and they found out I was the CEO, they wanted to reconcile. Who would help such shallow women? That's pretty convenient for you. You should have never divorced me in the first place.
If I had known you were the CEO, I never would have divorced you, but you kept it a secret.
So basically, you only saw me as a source of money?
That's not.
Lily faltered. Even now, despite her pleas, she still saw me only as a source of money. Ignoring Lily, Mia clung to me.
Dad, his company went bankrupt, and now I have nowhere to go. I'm still young, and it's unfair for me to end up homeless.
I see.
So please help me.
She acted like a tragic heroine, but I was the one who had been victimized. For years, they had treated me like a nuisance and constantly demanded money from me. I endured it for so long, but now I wonder how I managed to live in that environment. You're the one who gave up on me.
But if I had known you were the CEO.
I'm not giving you any more allowance. You don't want a father who won't give you money, right? Then it's better for us to cut ties.
Please listen to me, Dad. I need you.
Mia looked like she was about to cry, but I had no intention of helping her anymore. Shaking her off, I said, "Anyway, if you keep bothering me, I'll call the police. This is stalking."
Stalking.
How can you say such horrible things? We used to love each other so much.
Even so, they probably had no other option but to cling to me now. They wouldn't easily let me go home. At that moment, someone else appeared.
Mr. Osborne, please forgive me.
It was Mr. Anderson, Lily's lover, because I cut ties with him and informed other companies about his misconduct. Anderson's supply went bankrupt. He knew he had earned my wrath by having an affair with Lily. That's why he was here, begging for forgiveness. Though I doubted this would improve his situation, he likely saw no other choice. With his arrival, Lily and Mia turned pale.
Mr. Anderson.
Gosh. Daddy.
Mr. Anderson noticed Lily and Mia, and his face turned into a furious scowl.
You two, how dare you deceive me?
Forgetting he had come to plead with me, he strode angrily toward them. Lily and Mia, realizing the danger, began to back away.
You lied about being abandoned and divorced. Because of you, my company went bankrupt.
And you lied about being a wealthy CEO. How can a company go bankrupt right after we filed the marriage papers?
Yeah. You said you'd make us happy because you had lots of money. You deceived us.
Damn it. You said Mr. Osborne abandoned you, so I thought I could use that against him.
They argued, forgetting I was even there. It was convenient for me to hear their true feelings. I didn't know how the three of them got involved, but from what I could tell, they were all trying to deceive each other for their own gain. I can hear you. What's this about using leverage?
Mr.
Anderson turned to look at me, startled. He began trying to cover up the situation.
Oh no, Mr. Osborne. This is just a misunderstanding.
Mr. Anderson likely planned to use Lily and Mia to gain leverage for a favorable deal with AO Holdings. To do this, he tried to manipulate my ex-wife and daughter. So you approached Lily and Mia with that sneaky plan in your mind?
No, it's not like that. I was just deceived by them.
So you tricked us, didn't you?
Not wanting to take the blame, Lily retorted.
Tricked you? That's a nasty thing to say. I let you live in luxury.
But you went bankrupt because you really had no money, didn't you?
We were deceived by Daddy.
Both of them had used each other, and now their argument was turning into a quagmire. To those three, I said, Mr. Anderson, I looked into Anderson Supply's finances because it didn't seem like you could afford to lavish tens of thousands on them every month. It turns out you were embezzling company funds, which drained the business.
How did you find out?
Former employees who lost their jobs after the bankruptcy told me they had kept quiet before, but with the company gone, they had no reason to stay silent. Mr. Anderson looked stunned, not expecting me to know. I'm fed up with Lily and Mia, and I won't be asking you for alimony. But I've already reported the embezzlement to the police. Betraying your company as its CEO is a serious crime. You'll face the appropriate punishment.
The police? Please reconsider, Mr. Osborne. We've worked together for so long.
It's not about me. You stole from your company for personal reasons. As a fellow CEO, I find your actions unforgivable.
No way.
Hearing that I'd already reported him, Mr. Anderson collapsed in despair. Then I turned to Lily and Mia and asked for you too.
What do you mean? Mr. Anderson said we were just being used to blackmail you.
Dad, you're the CEO, so you're kind-hearted, right? Please forgive us. We'll do whatever you say from now on.
Trying to cling to me, they pleaded. I have no intention of forgiving your infidelity. I have already received the evidence from the private investigator, and I'll be demanding alimony soon. Besides that, you lied to Mr. Anderson, saying you were divorced or abandoned to get money from him. That's fraud. I'll be reporting your case to the police too.
Call the police?
What do you mean? We just went to some restaurants and got a few designer clothes.
Mr. Anderson, feeling smug, said,
Yes, that's right. I was tricked by these two. They told me she was divorced and abandoned months ago, but it was all lies. My company went bankrupt because of them. I'll be demanding compensation from you.
You tricked us too. You approached us to blackmail Ken, pretending to be a wealthy CEO.
Exactly. We can't believe you were the CEO of a company on the brink of collapse. That's the real fraud here.
You flirted with me, even though you're still married. That's adultery, and I'll be demanding alimony for that too.
Their argument devolved into a petty squabble. Both had ulterior motives and tried to use each other, resulting in this mess. Without honest work, they were reduced to this disgraceful conflict. As someone their age, I found it pathetic.
Excuse me, is Mr. Anderson here?
A police officer arrived. The unexpected presence made all three of them turn pale.
Mr. Anderson, we're here regarding the embezzlement from your company. Please come with us.
No, you've got it wrong. I was just being used.
Meanwhile, Lily and Mia tried to sneak away. Noticing this, I called out to the officer. Excuse me, not only Mr. Anderson, but these two also committed fraud. Mr. Anderson can confirm this.
That's right. They tricked me. If I'm going down, you two are coming with me.
Why are you doing this? We only got a little money, that's all.
I didn't do anything. Don't make things up.
Despite being in front of a police officer, they continued their embarrassing argument. In the end, their bickering led them to inadvertently confess their crimes. All three were taken away in a police car, shouting as they went. Later, all three were convicted. Mr. Anderson, being the CEO who embezzled funds for his affair, was fined $50,000 and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Lily and Mia, who lied about their situation and made Mr. Anderson spend about $50,000 on their leisure, were also charged with fraud. They each received 6-year prison sentences. I also demanded $25,000 in alimony from Lily for her infidelity. Since Mia was complicit, I informed them that she would be responsible for paying as well. They would be serving time, and even after their release, they'd face a bleak future, burdened with the alimony payments. Mr. Anderson mentioned he would seek compensation and alimony from them too, but that wasn't my concern. The three of them could sort it out among themselves. As a result, I no longer receive any contact from Mr. Anderson, Lily, or Mia, and I am now living peacefully. Without the burden of family troubles, I can focus on my work with ease. My parents were surprised to hear about the divorce, but after learning about the issues I faced, they agreed that it was for the best. Finally, I am free from years of worry. So, I plan to continue running the company and enjoy my remaining years with my